So we've just used the rational roots theorem to make our list of possible rational zeros. And so now what we need to do is test those. We know at most 3 of them are going to work because this problem has 3 solutions. They may not be all rational, but we know at most there's going to be 3. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 possibilities with a plus or minus, knowing only 3 of them are going to work. So using synthetic division would be one way to do it, but it's going to be time consuming, knowing that our odds of picking one are not very good. And so here's what we're going to do instead. I'm going to use the table on my calculator to help me do this. I've gone ahead and already typed in my polynomial. Go ahead and do that yourself. What I'm going to do though, rather than just go to my table directly, I want to change the setting on my calculator. To do this, press second and window. And what I want to do is I want to change my independent variable, my x value, to ask. And so what that's going to allow me to do is actually type in only the x values I want to know. So that way I don't need to scroll through and test all the way up to 20, especially as you start to get fractions, they wouldn't show up anyway. So changing that to ask, watch what's going to happen when I go to my table now. So second graph, the table will be empty, but let's test one of our possibilities. 1 was a possible rational zero. So testing 1, I can see that it doesn't work. If it's going to be a 0, I'm going to get y equal to 0. So I'm looking for zeros in the y column. Let's try 2. 2 doesn't work either. And so what I want you to do is, at this point, pause the video and test all these yourself, if you haven't looked and seen the answers already, until you can find the ones that work. At most, 3 of them will work. So you may not find all 3, but keep testing some until you do. So again, pause the video. Otherwise, if you want to just cheat and kind of watch me do it, you can do that, but I'd recommend you guys try it on your own. So hopefully you've tested yourself and found your own values, but for example, when I eventually got to 4, 4 worked as one of my possibilities because it came up as a 0, so 4 is one of my solutions. 5 also worked. And then -1 was the final one that worked. So I happen to find all 3. That's good news. If you find all 3 zeros, or all 4 zeros, or however many there are, you're done with the problem. We found all 3 of them. So those are my 3 zeros from the list of 12 that we had as possibilities. Some of you are probably wondering, well, what do you do if you don't find all 3? And that's an excellent question, and one that we will answer in our next video.